Welcome to the first day of class. This is Professor Angela Slaughter, and in this video I'm going to present to you the Blackboard Navigation Structure and go over the syllabus. Now you can benefit from listening to the explanations here and looking at the video, but you might also want to download a copy of the syllabus as well so that you can have your own copy and can follow along. Now in a normal seated classroom environment, I would go over this with you in person. So let's get started with the Blackboard navigation. The navigation menu is on the left-hand side of the screen, and you will see that the first section is entitled Start Here, and the next line says Click here to start. Now you've already clicked on that link to make it this far in the course, and the Start Here section contains all the information you need to make it through the first week of class, including this video, course management information, plus some icebreaker activities that will introduce you to the class. Now the next link is called Your Professor, and that section is about me, how you can get in touch with me, and some basic resources that I use. Now the next section is entitled Course Information, and the most important page in that section is the announcements screen. It is the official location where important communications will be posted, and you should check this page a minimum of every other day. The next section is called the Calendar, and every due date is listed in the course calendar, and you should check the course calendar every time you log into Blackboard. When you open the calendar, you will see links on the upper right hand side that allow you to select a daily, weekly, or monthly view. Now I prefer the monthly view, but you can use whichever view works best for you. And you will notice that there's already some due dates that have been assigned in the calendar. Now the next link is Syllabus and Rubrics, and when you click on that link you will see that there's a PDF or Adobe document of the syllabus, and there's two other documents that are the grading rubrics that we'll be using during this semester. And for those of you who have not used grading rubrics before, basically what it is it's the established criteria by which your written submissions and your homework will be graded. So when you review those, if you strive to get the highest number of points in each section, then you can be assured that you will do very well on your assignments. But the rubrics basically provide the grading criteria. The next link is Student Resources, and that link is provided by TCC. And it has some good information about resources that are available on campus, accessibility information, technical support, as well as information on the tutoring centers. Okay, so the next section is called Coursework. Under that section is everything related to your assignment. So let's start with the Work to Do link. When you click on the Work to Do link, you will see all the assigned chapter folders. In each folder, the first document is the chapter checklist. Okay, and you'll see it right there. You will also notice that there's usually a PowerPoint presentation prepared by the publisher. And in the Business 100 class, if you need the PowerPoint presentations with audio, those are available in Wiley Plus. I do not always lecture to the PowerPoints, but if I do, I will upload them here as well. And each week, there will be a discussion board assignment that will be a major part of your grade. And once you post your discussion board assignment, you'll need to go back in and respond to other students before the second due date. So let me kind of make this clear on how the discussions work. If we go back up here to, let's use classmate introductions as the first example that we're going to look at, because that is the first thing that you're going to have to do in the class. When you have a link to a discussion, you will notice that there are two deadlines. The first deadline is for you to post your contribution to the discussion board, your initial posting, and those will always be due by midnight on Wednesday night. Then the second due date is always midnight on Sunday night, and that's when you should get back into the discussion board and respond to the postings of at least two of your classmates. And we'll go into more of that when we review the checklist, and I'll leave instructions in more than one location. I'll also be updating the course calendar to make sure that both deadlines for each discussion are included in the course calendar. This second tab is the discussion board. Now, like I said, when you go in initially to post your discussion, there'll be a couple of days that go by, and you will need to go back in and contribute to the postings of your classmates. So to go back into the discussion board, you would just look at the chapter and the title of the discussion so that you can make sure that you're responding to the right discussion board. Okay, now if there's any sort of publisher content like Wiley Plus or My Finance Lab or My Business Lab, that link will be right under the discussion board link. In this case, it's a Business 100 course, so there's Wiley Plus, and you'll see that when the publisher allows it, their website will open right up inside of Blackboard. Now, to return to the course, you would go up to the label that says Introduction to Business, or whatever the name of the class is, up at the top. See where my cursor is, and then you just click on that link again, and it will take you back to the original menu. Okay, Blackboard Collaborate is a new it's a new feature of Blackboard that the Virginia Community College system started at the beginning of the summer semester. So I'll be issuing instructions as we move through the semester on how we will be using it. But basically, Blackboard Collaborate enables us to interact in a way that is very similar to a classroom environment. So I will be posting that information a little bit later. And then one of the most important links for students is the grades link, where you can see how you're progressing in the course. If you need to see an explanation of how your grades are calculated, you can review the grading policy section under your syllabus. Because of the way the gradebook is set up, you should be able to see at any given time how well you're doing in the course. And this the last section is called Extras. And these are just links that provide additional information. Some of this information is provided by the school, some of it is provided by Blackboard, but you might want to take a look at what's under these links, and you might be able to access additional resources under the Extras section. I also want to draw your attention to the last link in the navigation menu, which is entitled Audio Files. So if there's any audio files that are provided with the class, they will be posted under this section of Blackboard. And this is particularly helpful for people who need additional support, especially if they're visually impaired, that they can listen to some of the postings in Blackboard. So we try to keep those audio files current and readily available. Okay, so now that we've explored the navigation structure, let's look at some areas of specific interest. Let's go back up here and look at the syllabus and the rubrics link. And you should read the syllabus. If this is your first college level course, I want to recommend to you that you always read the syllabus in all of your classes. It has important information in it, and that's a step that you should not skip. We're going to go over this syllabus. What you would basically do is click on the link, and that will open the PDF file of the syllabus. Okay. Now, first on the syllabus is my contact information. My hours, my on-campus hours, are available in the course calendar, but you'll also see my email address and my telephone numbers posted. And also provided on the first page is information relating to the textbook that is required in the course, and a general description of what will be covered in the class. Now, this section that's entitled Assignments and Assessments there's an important reminder here that if you have any technical problems with Blackboard, that's between you and TCC, and you need to get with technical support at college to help you resolve those issues. And you'll see on the next section, there's a brief introduction to the tools that we will be using in the class. Okay, and a little further down, you'll see there's a section on extra credit work. So you'll need to check this on the syllabus, and if there's extra credit work that is allowed in your class, the terms of that extra credit will be outlined in this section. You should rely on the course calendar for the course schedule, but the syllabus does contain a very basic guide to how we will be progressing through the chapters. Now, two important dates. One date is September 10th, which is the last date that you can drop a class for a refund, and then you have the November 1st deadline, which is the last day to withdraw without an academic penalty. So you need to make note of both those classes, September 10th, or it's both of those dates, September 10th and November 1st. Now, under Blackboard and course communication, you will notice that I've made a note here that I do not always respond to emails during the weekend. Now, I try to get all my work done prior to the weekend, so I suggest that you identify any questions you have early. My deadline for email is 4 o'clock on Friday. If you send me an email after 4 o'clock on Friday, it is quite possible that you will not hear from me until the following week. So keep this in mind. I do strive to be available to my students on the weekend, but I can't guarantee that I'll be available every weekend. Make sure that you review the sections on netiquette, and then of course under the sections course policies are all the course policies that are related directly to this class. Now, since there are no provisions for late assignments in this course, that also includes tests. So if you're not going to be available to take a test, you need to make arrangements to take that test early. And there will be an optional final exam that you can use to replace your lowest test score. So if in an emergency you need to miss a test, you can make it up by taking the final exam. Now I'm going to read the paragraph on emergencies in the syllabus. At times during the course, you may have emergencies, family issues, personal challenges that impact your ability to participate and turn in assignments on time. Now, your circumstances will be considered dependent upon two conditions. One, you advise me of your circumstances at the time they are occurring. Students are not accommodated retroactively. Note, if you miss assignments and tell me after the fact that you were suffering a hardship or had an emergency, I cannot help you with assignments that you have already missed. I can only help you on the current assignments and strive to help you meet the requirements moving forward. The second condition is you must turn in your late assignments by the agreed upon date, and if you have not submitted your late work by that date, you will not continue to be accommodated. Now, if you have an accommodation request under the Americans with Disabilities Act, you need to turn that request in to me as soon as possible. ADA accommodations do not apply retroactively either, so be prepared to submit that documentation early in the semester if you need ADA accommodation. Now, if you scroll down a little bit further, there is a section on technology. And in this section, it is clear that you should not be preparing your written assignments using portable devices such as Android, BlackBerry, or iPads. Writings prepared on these type of devices typically will not meet the standards of college level writing as defined in the grading rubric, so don't do it. Assignments and emails will not be read beyond the 5th error, so you need to submit quality written communications. This is a business course, and now that you are in college, your writing should reflect that level of achievement. There is a special statement in the syllabus to military personnel, police, fire, EMS, and disaster responders. If you fit in one of those categories, please make sure you review that section. And then participation is defined. Participation is defined as meaningful contributions, completing all required assignments, and logging in a minimum of every other day. And if you fail to log in for 7 consecutive days, I will ask you to withdraw from the course. When we talk about presentation of assignments, all your assignments should be typed. I do not accept handwritten assignments. Your grading policy is in the syllabus, which shows how your grades will be calculated. And if you go down to the section, it's got a little section here on the grade policy on how your grades are calculated, and then there is an example of how the weighted average calculation is applied. And then the last two things on my section of the syllabus involve contesting answers in assignments, quizzes, and tests, and the grading of written assignments. You need to make sure that you read that. And the last section deals with academic policies, and these academic policies are set by the school, and they're going to apply to all your classes. So especially if you have not seen the academic policies that apply to students attending Tidewater Community College, you may want to take a second, review this section of the syllabus, and make sure that you're aware of all these academic policies, because it is now required that the professors include these policies in writing to you in their in all their syllabi. Okay, so now that you've finished this video, I will direct your attention back to your checklist, and you will see that you were to listen to this video and then complete the assignment entitled Questions About the First Day of Class. So let me show you where that is. If you click on the Click Here to Start tab and you scroll down, you'll see that there is a quiz here entitled Questions About the First Day of Class video. So click on that link, and then when you're ready to begin answering the questions, then you will click on the Begin button, and the questions will appear, and then you will have the opportunity to record your answers. So if you have any questions, make sure that you drop me an email to aslaughter@tcc.edu or call me at the number provided on your syllabus. Thank you so much.